evening, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Flashback here on MSG. These are replays of significant games in the Yankees' 125-win World Championship season. One of the most intriguing times of the Yankees' year in 1998 took place in the season's first week. The Yankees had scheduled exhibition games against, ironically, San Diego, and were to start the regular season in Anaheim. But El Nino was battering the West Coast. The Yankees didn't get to play a lot of baseball and lost their edge and 4 of their first 5 games. Their closer, Mariano Rivera, had gone on the disabled list. In the media in New York, Joe Torre's job was reported to be in jeopardy, and he held a team meeting and told everybody to just relax. In an early glimpse of how this team responded to their manager, we're about to take you out to the game in the Kingdome in Seattle. Mike Stanton would take over as the closer in the absence of Mariano Rivera. And as the season moved through the month of September, many Yankee players said these games were the ones that turned the season. Let's go out to the Pacific Northwest. Jim Cott and Ken Singleton.
Well, we're just about ready to get underway here in Seattle. Middle game of the 3-game series. You're looking at 32-year-old right-hander Jim Bullinger making his second appearance in a Mariner uniform, his first start for the Mariners. He worked in relief against Cleveland earlier this year. A career National Leaguer came up with the Chicago Cubs, went over to the Montreal Expos, and Bullinger will be facing this lineup for the New York Yankees tonight as they try and put one in the win column. Chuck Knobloch will lead it off at second base. Derek Jeter will bat second and shortstop. Paul O'Neill in right field. Bernie Williams in center. Tino Martinez 3, 4, and 5. Darryl Strawberry has moved to left field tonight. Tim Raines will take over as DH. Jorge Posada gets his 3rd start in a row, and Scott Brosius will be handling the chores at third base.
And for Bullinger in the field this afternoon or tonight here in Seattle, it's Hill, Griffey, and Perez. Jay Buhner hurt himself, so he's out for a couple of days. Segui, Cora, Rodriguez, and Russ Davis, the former Yankee, at third. Dan Wilson does the catching. A-Rod, as he is known here in Seattle, and you will see 2 of the better young shortstops in baseball. Alex Rodriguez at shortstop. He won the batting title in 1995, and alongside him, and they are good friends. That's Derek Jeter, who bats second in the Yankee lineup. Obviously plays short. Always a pleasure when you see 2 young, talented players playing opposite each other.
Here is Chuck Knobloch to lead it off, and Jim Bullinger's first pitch of the ball game is on the way. Swung on and hit deep to left field. Hill going back, way back, looks up, it is gone. 1-0 Yankees. 1 pitch, 1 run. Chuck Knobloch's first Yankee home run.
Well, the Mariners have 16 home runs here in the first part of 1998. The Yankees, with a drubbing last night, they come out swinging the bats. First pitch up in the strike zone. They never saw a pitch like that last night from Jamie Moyer. And Knobloch gets the Yankees on the board with 1 swing, 1-0.
That's got to be a good feeling. Here is Derek Jeter, and he takes a pitch low and away, ball 1. Now, we mentioned that Bullinger has to keep the ball down. He's a sinker-slider pitcher. He's not overpowering. Jeter off to somewhat of a slow start, hitting at 150. Line shot here down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It bounces over the wall. It's a ground rule double for Derek Jeter. So what have we seen? 3 pitches, a home run, and a double?
And so far, it looks like the Yankees mean business tonight. Joe Torre, with Lou Piniella looking on, this is not the pitcher that Lou wanted out there tonight. Jeff Fassero, who is on the disabled list, is in pitching in the minor leagues. In fact, he pitched today and is scheduled to pitch in Boston when the Mariners go on the road. But he has to go with Bullinger tonight in place of Fassero. Joe Torre had a team meeting before today's ball game, and I don't think it was one of those, pat you on the back type meeting. And it looks like the Yankees are responding to it.
Here's Paul O'Neill. Had a rough night last night. 3 strikeouts and hit by a pitch. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. It is a fair ball to the corner. Jeter's going to round third, come in to score, and O'Neill is in the second with a 2-base hit. 4 pitches, 3 ropes. O'Neill picks up his second RBI of the year, and Lou Piniella somewhat dismayed, and Joe Torre, maybe that little speech he gave before the game When they asked one of the Yankee players, was he mad? He said no. Well, maybe a little bit.
When you make good pitches, you get good hitters out. That was not a good pitch. That was a hanging breaking ball to Paul O'Neill. And O'Neill, who doesn't pull the ball that much, takes that hanging breaking ball and pulls it down the right field line. You'll see where he makes contact with the ball right here, and it'll just turn the wrists over, and it's a double and a ribby.
Here is Bernie Williams, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. Bullinger, as we look at Bernie, hitting at 200. Like many of these Yankees, off to a slow start, but you have a couple of good nights in a row and your average is back around where you wanted to be. All of these players have track records, and they've been good ones the last couple of years. Bernie swings and fouls it below us. Go back to 1995, Bernie hit 307. 96, he hit 305. Last year, he hit 328. So Yankee fans should expect him to hit somewhere around 300 or better.
I think you should expect this ball club as a whole to be a lot more productive offensively than what they have here in the first 4 games.
O'Neill leads at second. Pitch is low and inside for a ball.
Historically, as we take a look at Knobloch, 1 pitch to him and he puts the Yankees out in front.
You know, through the first 5 games, Knobloch had been on base 12 times and only scored 1 run.
Well, he never got on base then.
Bernie takes outside for a ball. There they go. Offensive offense. Outscored 36-15. Team average 209. Runners in scoring position, lowest in the American League. They were best in the league last year in that category at 298. So you can see those numbers are definitely going to come up.
And those numbers are a total turnaround from what was happening in spring training. The Yankees outscored their opponents in spring training almost by a margin of 2-1.
Ball just beyond the bullpen of the Mariners down the left field line. So the count is full on Bernie Williams. Tino Martinez is on deck, and you got to think he's anxious to get up there too and start the ball rolling for himself. Tino looking for his first RBI of the year.
Well, Jamie Moyer, who pitched last night, was just absolutely unhittable of the Yankee ball club. Bullinger is a former shortstop turned pitcher. And historically, in the first inning, Bullinger's ERA is almost 8. So he doesn't have a good first inning. And it's holding true right here.
There's O'Neill at the bottom of your screen taking his lead. The payoff pitch. Bernie tried to check the swing, went around. A little too anxious and strikes out.
Batting fifth, the first baseman.
Best pitch by Bullinger so far. You can see the bottom just fall out of the sky on that one. Bernie way out in front, couldn't hold up. Alley report, as I mentioned, the former shortstop, in fact, Rich Armorall, who is on the disabled list on this roster, he and Bullinger were double play combo mate. Sinker, slider, must keep the ball down. You can see that the hits that he has been giving up have been up in the strike zone.
There's Tino. Like O'Neill had 3 strikeouts last night. I think Tino only had, he did have 3. Like Williams had 3. 9 between them. Tonight's a new night. Pitch is low and outside for a ball. Bobby, I know we both had bad nights in the past, and what's one thing about being an everyday player, you can come back and play the next day.
Speak for yourself. That's the great thing about baseball. It is a very humbling game, but when you play 162, you always have a chance to redeem yourself.
Tino swings, hot smash to the right side, off the glove of Segui and on into short right field. O'Neill's going to round third. He'll score easily. And Tino Martinez will get an RBI single. And they're going to hold him to a single. They're looking, there might be interference on either the pitcher or the first baseman. Watch as Tino gets the base hit off the glove of Segui.
Jose Cardinal immediately pointed to the umpire. Cedarstrom at first base. You can see Segui would not get out of his way. And could Tino have gone to second base? Well, that's going to be the point of contention right here as the ball gets away. Excuse me, that was Bullinger at first base, not Segui. Now they're going to hold Martinez at first base, so that becomes A judgment call by the first base umpire. Could he have made it? Should he have made it? Obviously not.
Well, the Yankees have picked up their 3rd run on their 4th hit this inning, and Tino Martinez gets into the RBI column for the first time this year. And here's Darryl Strawberry, who'll be playing left field. Originally, he was in the lineup as the designated hitter, but Tim Raines came up with soreness in his leg. Pitches outside to Darryl for a ball. And just like yesterday afternoon, very early before the ball game today, the Yankees came out and took extra batting practice. Obviously, here in the Dome, you can schedule practice, and you know you're going to get a chance to take it. And just about the whole ball club came out. Pitch to Darryl is hit high in the air to right center field. Junior looks up. This is well hit. It is gone. Darryl Strawberry. 5-0 Yankees. And that will bring the pitching coach Nardi Contreras out as Darryl really clocked one to right center. Junior didn't even move in center field.
And Darryl Strawberry, who was 0 for 10 to start 1998, is his first home run since 1996. And it's a shot. I wish you could see Ken Griffey Jr. He didn't even move. He just casually walking towards center field. This is a towering shot, high in the air. And you can see why Darryl Strawberry hits so many home runs. He has a quick bat, and when he makes contact, and when he stays there, it just explodes off his bat.
I was talking to Darryl yesterday before the game, and he said, my timing is off because of all that inactivity the Yankees had out here on the coast. He felt he was ready coming out of spring training. As you can see, the contact point right there, and the catcher, Dan Wilson, reaching up for the ball. That means the ball is up.
Yeah, look where the head is and look where the ball is. You can see Darryl's eye right on the ball there.
There's a pitch to Tim Raines, and it's a call strike. Raines barely over 200 himself at 214. Pitches a ball. The batting practice has continued on into the game for the Yankees here in the first inning.
Not much really Lou Piniella can do, because he could just ruin his bullpen with this type of ball game. He's got to let Bullinger try to pitch his way out of this, get himself out of the first inning without tearing up the bullpen.
There's a pitch low.
Take a look at Darryl's swing at normal speed. That's the nice pop you like to hear off the bat.
Ground ball to second. Cora has it. Raines hustling down the line is thrown out. That's the second out of the inning. When Bullinger is right, he gets a lot of ground balls. Anything hit in the air against him, as you can see, he doesn't have the velocity to blow it by hitters upstairs. That's why Strawberry, Knobloch, and all the other balls were hit pretty hard.
And the 2 outs that he has recorded have been on those sinkers going down and away on left-handers.
Jorge Posada will step in. The Yankees have sent 8 men to the plate thus far here in the first inning. Now, Jim Bullinger's first start in the American League has been a rough one thus far. Posada, 333 with a home run and 2 RBIs, making his 3rd consecutive start behind home plate for the Yankees. Lays off that pitch, and it goes down low for a ball. 2-0.
Normally you see the hitters, especially the Yankee hitters, a little bit more patient at the plate, but when you are not scoring runs, I think you try to do a little bit too much. You are a little bit more aggressive than what you normally would be. You begin to start to swing at bad pitches. I think that's kind of the MO that they're in right now.
There's a drive. This is deep. This is gone. The 3rd home run of the inning for the Yankees. Jorge Posada, his 2nd of the season. And Jim Bullinger meet the New York Yankees.
Wow. I don't know what Joe Torre said at his team meeting today, but these guys have come out swinging the bats, and it looks like they mean business. Seattle beat them last night 8-0, shutting them out. And this is the third home run in this inning. It's a power display which has been lacking of this Yankee offense here in the first inning in Seattle.
There's the baseball thrown back on the field. Joe Brinkman, the crew chief, picks it up. 6-0. The Yankees lead it. Scott Brosius takes a pitch outside for a ball. Well, this is reminiscent of what the Yankees were doing during spring training. Brosius, the number 9 hitter. The Yankees have batted around here in the first inning. Pitches in for a called strike. And Bullinger getting the Bronx cheer all the way out here in Seattle. Breaking ball is low for a ball. You mentioned that he had been an infielder. Bullinger, in his first major league at bat, he hit a home run pitching for the Cubs. Swung on, hit hard, scooped up nicely by third baseman Russ Davis, and he throws out Brosius for the final out of the inning. So Jim Bullinger gives up the long ball in the first inning 3 times. This is Darryl Strawberry. The Yankees score 6 runs on 6 hits. Strawberry and Posada, 2 of the 3 balls that left the park. At the end of a half an inning, it's 6-0 Yankees. Scored 6 for him in the first. The only thing they didn't do was kick the extra point. 0-1 on the year, 4.50 his outing down in Anaheim. And here's the lineup that he'll be facing. And a heavy hitting lineup at that for the Mariners. Joey Cora will be at second base, Alex Rodriguez at short. Ken Griffey Jr. in center field, Edgar Martinez will be the DH. David Segui will be at first, Glenn Allen Hill in left, Dan Wilson the catcher, Robert Perez in place of the injured Jay Buhner in right field, and Russ Davis will be at third base and batting ninth.
And in the field for David Wells, Strawberry, Williams, O'Neill. It'll be Martinez, Knobloch, Jeter, Brosius around the horn, and then Posada, the catcher this evening. And we highlighted Alex Rodriguez, their good-looking young shortstop for Seattle. Well, here's another 23-year-old, 1996 Rookie of the Year. Strong arm, good-looking. What else do you want? 2 of the better shortstops in baseball here tonight.
Jim Bullinger talking it over with pitching coach Nardi Contreras, and Nardi said, you got to get the ball down. Did you see Jamie Boyer pitch last night? Joey Cora takes a pitch in there for a called strike. Cora at .333 has had a hit in every Seattle game this year. Wells tries the breaking ball, hangs up a little high, 1-1. Joey Cora can become a free agent at the end of the year. And all the talk is about Randy Johnson, but Joey Cora, the second baseman, who's given them some pretty good play at second the last couple of years, is in the same category. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, he's the guy that really kind of ignites in this offense. The guy that sets the pace for all the big boys. He's got good plate coverage. He plays a solid second base, good bunter, situational player.
Count goes to 2-2.
He can do just almost anything that Lou would want him to do with the bat. Hit behind the runner.
And he's also a guy that's an influence in the clubhouse and very popular here in Seattle. One of their 5 All-Stars from a year ago. 2-2 pitch on the way. And the count will go full to 3-2. David Wells has excellent control as we look at Alex Rodriguez on deck. Hasn't walked more than 3 batters in any of his last 33 starts. There's 1 walk to start this one off.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really can irritate you from the managerial side.
Alex Rodriguez had his first home run of the year last night, hitting at 192. Of course, Bobby mentioned he and Derek Jeter are great friends and usually get together either when Derek comes here to Seattle or Alex will head east to New York. Right now, Derek's set up in double play depth trying to get Boomer Wells out of this inning, or help to get him out of it. Cora at first with nobody down. Pitch is lined towards right center field. It's going to be in there for a hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Cora rounding second, on his way to third. He's being waved home by Steve Smith, the third base coach. Here's the throw to the plate. It's cut off. Cora scores, and the Mariners are on the scoreboard. It's 6-1.
Obviously, Wells not happy with this pitch. Up and out over the plate, and A-Rod takes it the opposite way. Gapper will score Cora all the way from first base. And Cora rounds third, and, well, I guess he stumbled over the bat or the plate or something, but he hit the dirt. But anyway, this ball club is so explosive. I don't care how many runs you have, it's almost like you don't have enough.
And here's a good reason why. Out at second base and now at the plate. Ken Griffey Jr. will step in. Got 3 home runs this year, 9 runs batted in, 297 lifetime homers. Takes a pitch inside. Boomer Wells backs him up.
Take another look at Joey Cora. What happened there? Whoops. He hit the corner of the base. That's pretty dangerous. We can get a good laugh out of it, but that's pretty darn dangerous. You can twist an ankle or even break an ankle like that.
Well, you saw him go back into the tunnel. Hopefully he's okay. Pitch to Junior. Wells trying to pitch him inside, misses, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. It looks that Joey's all right. Breathing a little hard, isn't he?
Always hustling. Junior, that's how you want to pitch him from the left side. You want to stay in with hard stuff and then throw the breaking ball. His weaknesses are inside hard stuff and breaking balls from a left-handed pitcher.
Come in there again. 3 balls and no strikes. Wells falls behind.
Yeah, the one thing that David Wells doesn't want to do is lose the focus on a ball club such as the Seattle Mariners. He's starting to walk around the mound. I think he was a little bit ticked off when he walked Joey Cora to start this game off. That kind of set the tone for David Wells.
Broken back grounder to second. Easy play for Knobloch. Junior is out. Rodriguez moves over to third. Junior had the green light. That's not the type of swing you want to take on a 3-0 pitch.
Well, even though the count was 3-0 on Junior, you can see the hands all tied up right in here. Look at that. No way you can extend the hands there. That's not a good swing, not a good pitch for Junior to swing out on a 3-0 pitch. How about that?
Lou said something to it, didn't he?
You get the green light 3-0 down by 5 runs.
I think Lou was trying to get 2 back in a hurry. Here's Edgar Martinez, and it misses inside. The scouting report on David Wells. First pitch fastball, good control, very aggressive pitcher, will throw strikes. And there is one. It evens the count at 1-1 to Edgar Martinez. Wells 6-5 lifetime against the Mariners. He was 1-2 last year. One thing Mel Stoudemire was telling us the other day, he'd like to see his pitchers get out, get some run support early in the ball game. That has happened today as Martinez pops out and Rodriguez will hold at third. So another good pitch in on the hands. The 2 dangerous hitters. Rodriguez is stalled at third base.
Number 21, David Segui.
An offense that leads the American League in run, total bases, home runs, RBIs. Tie them up inside. Do not allow those hands and arms to get extended.
David Segui coming off a first week of the season. You can see his numbers, very impressive, and he was player of the week in the American League. Nice pitch, curve in for a strike. Segui, who has spent the last few years in the National League with Montreal. Also has played for Baltimore earlier in his career. It's very impressive. Last 8 regular season starts, not allowed to run in the first inning. Check swing, and it's 1-1.
Every record is made to be broken.
Well, he's already allowed one
I know
tonight.
it.
Yeah. But if that's the only run he allows tonight, the Yankees will be in good shape. Rodriguez leading at third with 2 down. Segui takes it inside for a ball. Segui, good power from both sides of the plate. Just about the identical type hitter from both sides. A line drive hitter, but will occasionally catch a hold of one. He's already hit 4 home runs this year, 2 from either side of the plate. Swings here, gets jammed, hits a fly ball to right field. Easy play for Paul O'Neill. He has it. And that's it for the Mariners here in the first inning. David Wells allows 1 run, but that's it. Yankees have a 5-run lead as we head to the second inning with Knobloch coming to the plate.
We're with Seattle. The Yankees took a 6-1 lead as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Tino Martinez will lead it off for the Yankees, followed by Strawberry and then Raines. The Yankees roughed up Bullinger in the top of the 1st inning as they scored 6. Yankee bats came alive. Couple of pretty big bats, Tino Martinez and Ken Griffey Jr. It's our New York Marriott Marquee matchup this evening. Those numbers that you saw were going into tonight's game. And Tino Martinez with a base hit back in the 1st inning and his first RBI of 1998.
I was talking to Tino before the game about Jamie Moyer's performance last night. Tino was mentioning when the ball got to just about where the turf meets the dirt in front of home plate, that area right there, he said it looked like the ball would stop.
Just came to a grinding halt.
Grinding halt. You couldn't stay back.
Well, is that proof that you don't have to throw the ball that hard to get great hitters out?
That'd be very effective. Struck out Tino 3 times.
Count is 2-2. Nobody out as Tino leads off here to 3rd. Sharply hit into right field, but Perez is there to make the play, and there's 1 gone. Well, the Yankees are hitting the ball hard. I mean, they're not jumping out in front now. Tino Martinez has hit the ball hard 2 times. And talk about hitting the ball hard. Darryl Strawberry, who's playing left field this evening, hit a home run, a towering home run into right center field. A 2-run shot back in the 1st.
Let's go back to the 1st inning. There was a man aboard for Darryl, and he touches off this pitch, and he knew it when he hit it. So did the center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. Well over 400 feet back into the seats.
That's the type of swing that Strawberry was taking in spring training. And then he lost a little bit of that timing as the season started. A lot of rain out here on the West Coast. And most of the guys were becoming cagey hitters. And I mean that because they were having to take batting practice at the cage, not on the field, because of all the rain. That's all part of starting a new season. There's a lot of off days. There's always a lot of bad weather. And the Yankees have run into some of that. Good sinker, and it's sinking down the left field line and in front of Glen Allen Hill, and Strawberry will head to second. He'll make it. So a 1-out double by Strawberry, and the Yankees have a runner in scoring position.
Joe Torre has to like that piece of hitting by Darryl because he really went with the pitch.
Hitter number 31, Tim Raines.
Ball sinking away, kind of sliced it off the end of the bat. Glen Allen Hill playing deep and around the left center field. Really no chance, has to play it on the turf. And Darryl, that left knee that bothered him so much last year, looks okay here. Watch him get in there with a double. Yeah.
So Strawberry 2 for 2, double and a home run. That'll bring up Tim Raines. Raines was scheduled to play left field this evening. He was penciled in there, but was a late scratch because he came up with some soreness in his left calf. So Just as a precaution, Joe Torre slips him in the DH slot. Strawberry, who had a bad knee last year. Raines has been bothered the last, 2 or 3 years, I guess, with bad legs, hamstrings. Good pitch from Bullinger on the outside corner, striker. 1-1-1. Raines needs only 4 stolen bases to become only the 4th player this century to reach the 800 plateau.
Got some pretty good base stealers ahead of him in that category.
Well, we just left the premier base stealer, Ricky Henderson. A slap shot into left field for a base hit. Strawberry had to hold up just a moment to let the ball go through, so he won't score. And the Yankees will have runners at first and third, only 1 out. They'll turn it over to Posada.
Good experienced hitter at the plate, and almost the same pitch that Darrell hit to the opposite field. Ball sinking away, and Raines runs it through the hole into left field. Advances Strawberry just as far as third base. He has to wait a second to make sure the third baseman doesn't come up with it, and he scoots over to third. So it looks like Bullinger is trying to keep the ball away more, and the Yankee hitters making adjustments in this at bat, something that none of them did in last night's ball game. Didn't make any adjustments against the off-speed slants of Jamie Moyer.
Posada hit his 2nd home run of 1998 in the 1st. So Jorge still swinging a hot bat. Came into the game batting .333. He is now up to .400 now with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs on the year. And the breaking ball misses inside and low for a ball. 1-0.
You mentioned Raines needs only 4 stolen bases. There's Darrell at third, Raines at first, but Raines has that sore calf, and you got to wonder if he's going to take off. And even if he did, that would give Bullinger the opportunity to pitch around a pretty hot hitter in Posada. You want him to drive in some runs, so it might be you might want to hold Raines at first base in this instance. This is a pretty good home run ballpark.
All right, let's hold him there.
All right.
You almost have to give Posada the shot to hit the ball between first and second. There's a big hole over there. Posada swinging a home run bat now, so you want to give him at least the first strike. He's got the count in his favor at 2 balls and no strikes and only 1 out.
This is a good hitter's count right here. If he makes too good a pitch, you just let it go.
Line into right field. Right to Perez. Strawberry will tag. He will come on to score. And the Yankees will take a 7-1 lead. Posada couldn't have hit it any harder. He just hit it right at him. And Strawberry scores the 7th run for the Yankees.
A rocket off the bat of Posada. Look at him go down and get this. Man, good extension on the swing. Ball hit solidly. Didn't get underneath it quite enough, but he gets the job done. He gets to run in from third. See, Darrell starts. The ball is hit now. He immediately gets back to third. There's the catch, and he hangs on long enough. The throw to the plate will be not in time, and the Yankees tack on that extra point.
Yankees now with 9 hits in this game. We're only 2 outs here in the third. That'll bring up Brocious, the 9th place hitter. Now Raines can maybe think about going if he wants to. I would doubt very seriously if Raines wants to test that sore left calf. If he can't play the outfield, I wouldn't like to see him try to steal.
The Yankees are up by 6 too, and I know that you never have enough runs in this park, so I wouldn't blame him if he did go. You're right. You're right. That leg is bothering him. That's one reason why he's not in the outfield. He wants to be able to get those 4 stolen bases to get to 800. Yeah. He's got Ricky Henderson, Lou Brock, and Ty Cobb ahead of him. 2 of them are not going to steal any more bases.
1-1 to count to Brocious. 2 gone. He's had a great career. his legs, make him a premier player. Not too bad of a switch hitter either. I think they're talking about Diego. Tim's old enough to know Diego. Diego Segui, David Segui's father. That's off the end of the bat.
They're probably talking about hitting. And Jose Cardell's getting in on the conversation too. I mean, this is the first time in a while the Yankees have had a chance to smile. I mean, even in the game they won, they had to struggle to win that one. They haven't had a lead like this all season long.
Almost hit him. 2-2 and 2 outs here in the third. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Chuck Knobloch.
We're only in the third inning. The Yankees already have 9 hits. Now this is the type of game, and you saw those low averages to begin. This is the type of game where those averages start to come up as a team.
Good breaking ball on the outside corner, and Brochus is gone. So that's the second strikeout for Bollinger.
Now you can be part of the winningest team.
Crowd on hand once again. The Yankees coming to bat here at the top of the fourth, leading 7-1. And Chuck Knobloch leads it off. And Knobloch set the tone for this ball game in the top of the first inning. First pitch from Bollinger, and it was a home run. Put the Yankees out in front 1-0. Davis will have to hurry. The barehanded throw is not going to be in time. So an infield hit for Chuck Knobloch. And the Yankees have their leadoff batter on here in the fourth.
10th hit for the Yankees. Good play by Davis. He got rid of that ball quickly, but not quickly enough to get the speedy Knobloch. Watch the release. Doesn't really bring the arm back. Just right there and fires. And accurately, but Knobloch with much too much speed. Good play by the third baseman. But Knobloch is on again.
Yeah. And the Yankees got Knobloch because they wanted his on-base percentage. Now Knobloch is 14 out of his last 26 plate appearances. He's been on base. So Derek Jeter steps in. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Knobloch leads the Yankees in stolen bases. He's stolen 3 bases, hasn't been caught once yet here in 1998. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a call, strike 0-1.
So Derek's reaction to that one kind of hung up there, and I don't think he was looking breaking ball. That's when you hope that he throw me another one right there.
Bollinger, 34 stolen bases. He doesn't have a good move.
Jeff Juden was his teammate at Montreal, and a lot of that has to do with their catching core. They had Darren Fletcher, who's now with the Blue Jays, and Chris Widger, who has taken over as the Montreal catcher. Neither one of them known for throwing anybody out.
Oh, he had a nice swing at that one.
See, there's that breaking ball again.
But he waited nicely on that one.
Can you get 3 of them in one at bat?
Peter's got a lot of room to the right side with Knobloch on at first base. He may get a chance to pepper that right side quite a bit this year if Knobloch has another good year. And he's off to a good start with his on-base percentage. Inside for a ball. It's 2-2. On deck is Paul O'Neill. bats. I think Knobloch had been leaning just a little bit towards second base.
Let's see if he makes that little, yeah, there it is, that little move to come out of that pronounced crouch.
He stays. Nice stop by Wilson. And Bullinger had gotten out in front 0-2. Jeter has now worked the count to 3-2.
You got to figure that Knobloch's going to be off and running just to stay out of the double play. Even though the Yankees have a 6-run lead, there's never enough runs against the Mariners.
Knobloch takes off, and it's hit hard and past Rodriguez into center field. Knobloch will head to third, and the Yankees here in the top of the 4th inning have their first 2 men on. First and third for O'Neill.
Well, this is what the Yankees are hoping for all year long. Knobloch gets on, Jeter moves him around. There's that breaking ball, the third one. Finally got one where he can handle it, smokes it through the middle by his friend Rodriguez, and there goes Knobloch on the way to third. Pretty good jump. He knows if it's a strike, then Jeter's going to swing at it, and he can see the ball back through the middle, turn second, on his way to third. Yankees hope those two just go first to third all year long.
So Knobloch hoping to score his second run of the game. The Yankees 8th, and I know Paul O'Neill hopes that they go first to third a lot this year for him. Sinker misses outside for a ball. O'Neill, who is 2 for 2, and bullpen now busy with Bob Wells. In the dirt for a ball. Now it's 2-0. O'Neill looking for one more home run to reach 200 in his career.
Let's take a look at yesterday for Paul O'Neill, and what a difference a day makes. There's a strikeout. Then today in the first inning, a rope down the right field line, a solid 2-base hit. And also drove in a run in the first inning.
And he added a liner for his second hit into center field. So every day is a new day in baseball. 3 strikeouts yesterday, 2 hits today, and he's got a chance to knock in another run for the Yankees with runners at first and third. He's got the count in his favor, 2-0.
He was looking for 3 quick RBIs right there.
I would have been for number 200.
Yeah, I would have been looking for it.
This is a great hitter's position. I always think that hitters become better hitters in this position because, you know, if you don't get all of it, you always are going to score that runner from third. It's no at bat, but it's an RBI for you. About a 55-footer and knocked down nicely by Wilson. So count goes to 3-1 on O'Neill. Nobody out here in the 4th.
Mentioned Wilson, one of the better catchers in the league, defensive catchers, and in high school he used to be a goaltender, played hockey. So that's a little move there, a little butterfly right in front of the net. Oh, look out, Jose.
Watch out, Jose. Whew. I couldn't tell. Did that go through the wickets?
Yes, it did.
Well, I guess he is pointing through the wickets. So he's looking.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on it.
Los Ojos. Boy, a line smash. Jose used to be very quick. He used to steal a lot of bases. He's still got a quick first move.
Three and 2 the count, still nobody out.
I'm amazed that more coaches aren't hit, to be honest with you.
Most of the time they're not even watching the batter, they're watching the runner. Jeter will take off, And it's bounded towards first base. Segui with a nifty play to throw out O'Neill. The Knobloch comes on to score. It's 8-1 Yankees.
Give O'Neill another run batted in. His second of the night, his third of the year. Breaking ball was down just a little bit too far. He gets on top of it. Segui ranging far to his right. Not only does he have sweet hands, he has a lot of range at first base. There's contact. You see O'Neill almost lunging to go down and get that breaking ball. It might have been breaking out of the strike zone, but it might have been ball 4.
Well out in front, hits it on the end of the bat, but Bernie's got a chance. Jeter was off with the pitch. He's down at second now with only 1 out. Bernie 0 for 2.
Joe Torre seeing the Yankees tack on another run here. That's what you have to do after you get a big inning like they had in the first with 6. You got to tack on baseball. Tack a run here, tack a run there.
Everybody's got a hit in the lineup except for Bernie and Scott Brocious. Now it's 0-2 to Williams. Jeter and Rodriguez close at second. Bernie seems to be a little bit off at his timing. Bernie Williams, let's take a look at where his head is and see if he is out in front as he makes that swing. Came out of it just a little bit. A lot of times a hitter, and I know you know this well too, Kenny, you think your bat speed is slow, so you try to speed it up by speeding up your body, and that's just the opposite that what you're supposed to do. You get to pulling off the ball, you get way out in front, your hands come forward, so obviously you can't make a good swing at it. Another foul off to the right side.
And when you start moving your body too quickly, then the hands can't come through quick enough, and you're supposed to trust your hands and your arms to swing the bat. Stay back as long as you can.
Keep the hands back if you can.
Pretty good swing and extension. It's just the movement of the ball.
Well, that ball went right between his legs. Hit right down on top of it. Eight to 1, the Yankees lead it. 1 out here in the 4th. They're looking for more. And the pitch is outside. It'll be 2-2. Jeter awaits to score, and Tino Martinez on deck. Bullinger opened the season for Montreal last year. Outside, ball 3. Now it's 3-2.
It's almost as if he doesn't want to throw Bernie a fastball. You know, most of the pitches have been breaking balls to Bernie in this at bat.
Even though we're only in the 4th inning, Bullinger has thrown an awful lot of pitches in this game.
There's a base open here. He doesn't really have to give in, but he has another tough hitter on deck.
Sharply past Segui down to right field corner. Jeter will score easily. Bernie with a 1-out double, and the Yankees will take a 9-1 lead. Now that's a typical Bernie Williams swing. One swing like that can really get you going. And
it's going to be it for Jim Bullinger. Lou Piniella has seen enough. Let's see this pitch. It is a breaking ball again, but this one is about thigh high, and it is smoked by Bernie Williams. Stays back nicely, right on the ball, followed through, gets the bat head out, and does some business.
The new pitcher is Bob Wells, making his third appearance here in 1998. We'd like to say Bob Wells and the Texas Playboys, but I know that's not right. Bernie Williams is down at second, and the Yankees have a 9-1 lead. Bernie has put some pressure now on Scott Brocious. I say that because Brocious now is the only one without a base hit in this lineup.
There always seems to be one guy who doesn't get an invitation to the party.
Well, he's going to have a chance.
Yeah, the night's not over. You're right. Still early, fourth inning.
Tino is 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Segui will take it himself. There's 2 gone. Williams will move to third.
Left fielder Darryl Strawberry.
Bob Wells has filled just about every role that Lou Piniella can put him in. He starts. He relieves. Well, there's Bernie. He's put the pressure on Brocious. Look at him. He's feeling the heat already. And Darryl Strawberry made the Mariners feel some heat in the first inning and also in the second inning. He's 2 for 2. It looks like he has broken out of his slump. Towering home run in the first. Good swing by Darryl. Baseball's funny. You can be 0 for 12, 0 for 15, 0 for 19, and take one good swing in a game, and next thing you know, you wonder where has it been? Why hasn't it been there all the time? That pitch foul back and out of play. The timing just comes back. I know I was 3 for 62 one time in the minor leagues.
I know that didn't happen to you in the big leagues.
No, I wouldn't have been in there that long in the big leagues. High fly ball, deep center field. Griffey going back on the warning track, and it is gone. Boy, it had some hang time, and Strawberry has hit his second home run. Another 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead it 11-1. I would say he's found his stroke.
You're right, Bob. You mentioned hang time. Now, I wasn't sure if that one was going. It was up there forever. I thought he got underneath it. But Darryl with a rainbow-type home run. And he has found the pot of gold tonight. 4 RBIs, a couple of home runs, and a double. And 3 runs scored.
And Raines hits the first pitch. Hard, but right to Rodriguez. And Darryl Strawberry 3 for 3, 2 home runs. One more look at it. It had some hang time. Yankees lead it 11-1.
Homeowners, call.
Yeah, the Mariners set another season ticket sales a record 18,000 plus here for 1998. As they prepare to move into their new ballpark in 99.
Russ Davis swings at the first pitch from David Wells here in the bottom of the 5th, and skies one to center field. Easy play for Bernie Williams, and 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 5th.
They have come a long way since Sick Stadium. Back in 1969 when they played in a glorified AAA ballpark.
In fact, the franchise moved after 1 year.
Yeah, they went to Milwaukee.
In fact, some sad news in the Seattle area today. The former president of the Seattle Pilots in those days, Dewey Soriano, passed away yesterday, and he's the one who got a ball club here to begin with. Of course, they moved to Milwaukee, and then the Mariners came on in expansion in '77. Here's Joey Cora. Been a tough out for David Wells. In fact, he hasn't retired Cora tonight. He's walked, scored the only Mariner run in the first inning, and he's doubled. And he's ahead on the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Cora came into last year with 0 home runs as a right-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter. But he hit 5 of his 11 from the right-hand side of the plate. He's been lifting weights. Takes a pitch for a called strike. 2-1.
Everybody's been lifting weights.
Oh, man. I was doing that the other day. Played 15 years in the major leagues without pulling a hamstring. Doing the curls.
Yeah.
Pulling a hammy. I've been limping around the last couple of days.
How can you pull a hamstring doing curls?
No, leg curls.
Oh, leg curls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitch is fouled out. Yeah, it's hard doing it with arm curls. You're right.
Well, you didn't say. You said curls.
Yeah.
Now, you're just going to have to cut it back down to about 5 pounds, okay? We don't want you going over 5 pounds.
Okay.
That's 5 pounds total.
2-2 on Cora.
I never did lift weights.
Pitch is low ball. Never?
Never. Gravity has gotten a hold of me now. I mean, I should, but during my
Well, you work out.
during my career, I work out, but I don't lift. I don't lift weights.
You work out now too.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't lift. I don't know. Have you ever asked him if he lifted weights during his career?
We'll ask him tomorrow.
50 years of baseball.
Pitch is hit in the air down the left field line. Strawberry coming on. Over near the line, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. So David Wells retires Joey Cora for the first time tonight. Gets him to fly out to Strawberry. We'll ask him tomorrow if he lifted weights like the players do now. Alex Rodriguez to the plate.
Well, you look at you go in the clubhouse today. You look at some of these bodies. I mean, these guys are big and they're strong, and they got muscles bulging out all over the place.
Yeah, pitchers lift weights too. Maybe not as extensively as.
There's the big unit and the little unit just just alongside Randy Johnson. Jamie Moore, I call him a little unit. He struck out 11 last night.
One more than Johnson did in a loss. Strike to Rodriguez.
What a contrast in those two pitchers, though. You had to face them back to back.
Well, that's why Lou Piniella has Moyer following the big unit. Pitches pop foul, and this is backing out of play. Quickly ahead on the count. And Rodriguez, from his standpoint, he's behind on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is popped up, and I believe this is going to make the seats. Basabe comes back, he won't be able to get it.
You have to go back to Hideki's spring training. You got to believe that he's going to improve, because he left spring training with 13 scoreless innings before he got the soreness in his elbow. And the main thing for him now is, he said, I've never had anything like this. So how do you deal with it? So now he has to get over that little hurdle.
Well, he hasn't pitched in a while. That's certainly true. If he can pitch any way near the way he pitched against the Atlanta Braves that night in spring training.
Boy, was that nasty?
He was untouchable. The Braves saw the lad. They wanted him to go over to the American League. Get that night in Orlando, kind of a cool night with plenty of heat from Hideki. Breaking ball, and Rodriguez won't chase it. 2-2. Ken Griffey Jr. is on deck. David Wells has gotten plenty of run support tonight. As the Yankees lead by 10, 11-1. Rodriguez won't chase again, and the count goes full at 3-2. David Wells got his first win last year in Anaheim on the West Coast trip. And the Yankees won that game 12-5, and he had a complete game victory. Pitch is hit high and deep to left field. 3-2 pitch is hit into the seats for a home run. For Rodriguez, his second home run in 2 days, his second of the season. He is quick on the inside pitch.
Wells fell behind 3-2 with a big lead. He was just trying to get in there with a strike. Hoping that Rodriguez, he tried the curveball, couldn't get Rodriguez to bite at it, and he just throws one right down Broadway. And A-Rod sends his second home run. Well, that's the pop you like to hear if you're an offensive player. New ball. He knew it was gone.
Griffey Jr. takes the ball. Alex Rodriguez, 23 home runs a year ago. Junior swings, loops it over the head of Tino Martinez and into right field for a base hit. So David Wells having problems getting the final out here in the 5th inning. Got the first two. Now home run and a single to keep things going for the Mariners.
Well, the Mariners last year hit 264 home runs. That was a major league record. So there's no let up in the lineup. And if you lose your concentration, and it's sometimes easy to do, you know, when you have a big lead like this, your ERA can go up pretty quick.
Here's Edgar Martinez. He's pitched well to Edgar tonight, popped him up and struck him out. The strikeout came with the bases loaded. Drops a curve in for a call, strike one. Martinez led the American League in getting on base last year. He's a guy who will draw just about annually over 100 walks. Hit well above 300. Got on base 309 times. There's the fastball, hit hard to Jeter. Stays with him, throws the knob block for the force on Griffey. And David Wells gets out of the inning. It allows a run on 2 hits. We're headed to the 6th inning, and the Yankees have a big lead, 11-2.
Now you can be.
David Wells with a 9-run lead as he goes to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Yankees gave him a lot of runs early, scored 6 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, and then 4 more in the 4th. Build up that lead. He won't complain about the run support tonight from his teammates. He'll be facing Segui, Hill, and Marzano here in the 6th inning.
Posada will try to keep him focused on this game and continue to try to make good pitches on guys like David Segui. He's had real good pop to his fastball, David Wells has. His location's been off at times, but he's thrown that good curveball. He's thrown the good tight curveball. That one that really breaks off the table.
And he misses low for a ball. Segui's had scored a run and had a hit in every game so far for the Mariners. All 6 ball games they've played. Tonight he's been shut down. That pitch just a little bit in. 2 balls and no strikes. David Segui usually batted maybe 5th for Felipe Alou during his time in Montreal, 5th or 6th. He's a pretty good run producer for that ball club. 2-0 pitch hit hard, scooped nicely by Brosius at 3rd, and there's the out. Brosius had an error earlier in the ball game, was upset with himself. But he can be happy about this play.
Now that really could be our Hoover pickup of the game tonight. That was a hard smash. That's the hot corner. No time to really react. You know, you just lay it a little bit. And you get the good hop, put the leather on it, and make the nice throw. And our Hoover pickup of the game is... How did I know that? Unbelievable.
Calling the shots. Here's Glenn Allen Hill. Single that popped down. Off the end of the bat and foul down the first base side. Hill's going to check the wood there to see if it's still intact. Glenn Allen's one of the quietest guys. Started out in the Blue Jays organization. Went to the Cubs for a while, into the Giants, and now to the Mariners.
If you check the press guide of Seattle, you have to look into the invited section for Glenn Allen Hill. He is always hit, though. He's always hit.
He's got some tools. He has a pretty strong arm. He isn't the best fielder. Has good speed. To the corner for a strike.
That's got good action. That pitch right there from David Wells. It was moving away just a little bit from the right-hander. Good pop on it.
John Marzano, who took over for Dan Wilson, is on deck. That's up high. Full count. Ball 4 to Glenn Allen Hill. David Wells with his second base on balls. John Marzano's first at bat of the year. Man on with 1 out. Ooh, broken bat. Won't be a chance to get 2. Jeter's going to throw to first and get Marzano. First at bat of the year. He's going to have to get a new bat. Jeter makes a nice running throw to first.
Right fielder, Robert.
Well, that's the pitch he's been trying to get inside on a lot of these right-handed hitters, and he got it in on Marzano.
You got to hope that Marzano has more than 1 bat.
It's a good thing it's not 36 or 7 degrees. He'd have some bees in his hands now. Well, when you don't play much, it's pretty hard to keep your timing. That's so difficult to be just a bench player versus versatile player like Marzano is off the bench. Keep your timing up.
Here's Robert Perez. He's grounded into a double play, started by Tino Martinez, and also grounded to short. Curveball, not quite enough bite, and it's high for a ball. And Perez is going to be called upon to come off the bench and fill in, maybe play a little left field too if Glenn Allen Hill should fall into a slump. It doesn't look like he's going to this year, though, the way he's starting. Perez hits one high and deep to left field. This one's gone. Second home run allowed by David Wells. And it's now 11-3. So Perez with a home run. And you can see the expression on Wells' face.
Take a look at the pitch again. You can see Posada wanted inside like he had it in on Marzano's hand, but he left it out over the plate. That's the difference in a weak ground ball and a home run.
That's career number home run 6. Home run number 6 for Robert Perez. Well, it looks like they're talking about location. Didn't get it where I wanted. Maybe he didn't want to throw that pitch. Sometimes when pitchers don't want to throw that particular pitch and the catcher kind of insists on it, they don't get the best effort.
Posada swinging the hot bat, so Joe Torre stays with Posada. Girardi sitting on the bench, and
Davis with a line shot by Knobloch in the right field for a base hit. So the inning continues.
Second baseman, Joey Mora.
So Perez with a home run with a man aboard. I mentioned it was 11-3. It's actually 11-4. Straighten that out right away. And we're going to get some action in the Yankee bullpen. Crowd getting a little more lively now that the Mariners have put a couple of runs on the board here in the 6th inning. And that pitch misses the car for a ball.
they were pretty quiet in the top of the 1st inning and also in the top of the 4th inning. But they can raise the noise level in this Kingdom pretty loud. One of the loudest places I've been.
Cora swings, base hit to center field. Davis will move down to second. Looks like the pitches are starting to come up. There's Darren Holmes in the bullpen getting loose. We're going to get a visit from Mel Stottlemyre to the mound. Just try and stretch things out here. There's 2 outs in the 6th inning. The Mariners scored a couple of runs on a home run by Robert Perez, his first of the year.
Location of the pitch. You see Posada go inside again, and you can see where the pitch was, up in the strike zone. I don't know if David is losing his concentration. Look where it is. And Posada wanted the ball in here and in this position. And he's got it way up on the plate. That's Joey Cora. He loves it there.
Stop, Alex Rodriguez.
They got another tough man coming to the plate in Alex Rodriguez, who has already homered in his last at bat. He's also doubled. So he's 2 for 3. Two outs and 2 on. Starts him out with a curveball and gets a strike. One thing that Lou Piniella did a few years back, he had Alex Rodriguez put into the same hitting group with Edgar Martinez. Take batting practice before the games, just so this young man could gain some experience by watching Edgar every single day. Fastball straightens him up, and it's inside 1-1. And instead of trying to pull the ball for all those hits when he won the batting title, hit the ball hard to all fields. By watching Edgar work his show in batting practice.
Worked pretty darn good in 1996. He hit .358.
Change up for a strike. Haven't thrown many of those tonight.
Well, he's not getting the fastball in his location that he wants, so he's changed his pitch pattern. Curveball and a changeup to Rodriguez. He may have to just use the fastball now just to show it some to the hitter, you know, way out of the strike zone, so they can't hit it.
In on the hands of blooper to Tino Martinez, and he can't come up with it. Good try, but the ball comes off of his glove, and it's a foul ball. So Wells that close to getting out of the inning.
Nice effort by Martinez. He got the leather on it, and it looked for a moment like he actually was going to get it. But once he hits that artificial surface, it just bounces out of his glove.
One ball, 2 strikes to count on Alex Rodriguez. Curveball hangs up high, 2-2. See how the defense is set just about straight away. Hits the ball to all fields with authority. Infielders are back. Playing deep. Taught to dive and knock the ball down with 2 outs. Try and keep it in the infield with a runner at second. .22-year-old Alex Rodriguez. Changeup swung on it, missed, strike 3. Got him. So Wells goes to the off-speed pitches to get a big out here in the 6th inning. He gives up a couple of runs, but the Yankees remain in the lead by a score of 11-4.
Kingdom here in Seattle. The Yankees 11-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and David Wells will tow it here in the bottom of the 7th. Wells with 108 pitches now in this game. Charles Gibson will be the leadoff batter. He went in to play the outfield for Kid Griffey Jr. back in the 5th inning. Good pitch by Wells on the outside corner for a called strike. Wells in his last start against Anaheim back on the 2nd of April. Took the loss in that game. He went 6 innings. That's just outside for a ball. Gave up 6 hits on 3 runs. Tony Fossas now warming up, the crafty left-hander in the Mariner bullpen. It looks like Lou Piniella will use this opportunity to get his bullpen some work. That's out of play. Now it's 1-2 on Gibson.
Gibson's looking for his first major league hit. He was in Double-A and Triple-A last year. We saw him score from first base on that double by Dan Wilson last night, and he was motoring. So if Lou Piniella is looking for speed off the bench, this is the guy.
Uh-oh. Talk about speed. A high chopper. No chance for Knobloch. First base hit in the major leagues for Charles Gibson. And with his first major league hit, they will call for the ball.
Well, maybe he thought the first hit would be a line drive somewhere, but with his speed, that ball hit home plate. Knobloch didn't have a chance. And Gibson, years from now, I can tell his grandchildren, I got a hit off of David Wells, my first big league hit.
And in the paper in the morning, that will look like a line drive.
Yes, it will.
They won't have a description that it was bounced off the plate high and he beat it out. So, a young man with his first major league base hit.
Do you remember your first hit?
I sure do.
Yeah.
Jesse Barfield, the hitting instructor for the Seattle Mariners, former New Yorker. Edgar steps in, Edgar Martinez.
Now, how far did it go?
It went all the way over the wall in right field. Thank you for asking.
Home run, your first major league hit.
2-run shot.
All right.
Bobby Richardson on at first base. Emilio Pasquale. No, Jim Duckworth. I'm sorry.
Emilio Pasquale. I was going to say brand name pitcher.
Now, okay, Jim Duckworth.
Well, he's a pretty good pitcher.
Yep.
Too, yeah. Darren Holmes up for the second time.
How about you?
A single to center field.
Lousy single, huh?
Yeah, well, it was hit better than that last one that Gibson got.
2-0 count coming to Martinez. Down low, ball 3. You know, sometimes I think that Joe Torre, Mel Salazar, that's Segui warming up on deck. I think they kind of like to challenge, you know, David Wells a little bit. Like, we know you've got the big lead. See if you can't get another half an inning in there and work on your stamina.
There's a called strike. You know, last year in that game in Anaheim, this reminds me of his first win as a Yankee. Yankees got a big lead early. In fact, he finally gave up 5 runs in the ball game, but he went the distance. It was a complete game. I don't know about that tonight. I think he's throwing more pitches tonight than he did that night in Anaheim.
Well, he started this inning with 108. And that just misses outside. Now the Mariners have their first 2 men on here in the bottom of the 7th. Salazar says to Joe Torre that Darren Holmes is ready if you want to go get him. And it looks like Joe has made the sign to the bullpen, so that's going to be all for David Wells. Back to the Kingdom, Bobby Mercer along with Ken Singleton as New York has 11-4 lead. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. David Wells is gone, and Darren Holmes will take over. Holmes with an inning and 2/3, 3 hits. Walked one, hasn't struck out anybody. He's got his work cut out for him here.
Well, Holmes, late of the Colorado Rockies, he was a workhorse for Don Baylor out of the bullpen. Of course, Baylor known to go to that pen and probably having to do so a lot tonight in that 12-11 game out at Coors Field.
So David Segui, who looks for his first base hit, he's 0 for 3. Sporting a 6-game hitting streak here with an 0 for 3 right now. You can never score enough runs off of this Mariner ball club. And the first pitch will just get Segui's attention way inside for a ball.
Of course, these two have faced off many times over the National League. Holmes with the Rockies, Segui with the Expos.
pitch there on the outside corner. Darren Holmes and John Wetteland played together. Early on in their career. Back up the middle, past Jeter into center field for a base hit. Gibson comes on to score, and it's 11-5. Still nobody out.
Gibson was racing around third to score the 5th run. Segui, ball rolls back to the middle, picks up speed on the artificial surface. I think in Yankee Stadium, Derek Jeter would have had a better shot at that. Segui now with a 7-game hitting streak.
Glenallen Hill now steps in. Breaking ball in there for a called strike.
Holmes has an excellent curveball. Probably his best pitch. When it's really working, he goes to it again and again and again.
High fastball misses. So now it's 1-1. Only 1 for 10. He didn't like facing Darren Holmes.
Pinch hitter Rick Wilkins comes out to the on-deck circle.
And Glenallen goes the opposite way. Base hit for him. They're going to hold up Martinez at third, and the bases will be loaded with nobody out. And we'll have a pinch hitter. Nice piece of hitting from Glenallen Hill. I think that he was looking for a breaking ball to go the opposite way. Wilkins will now bat for Marzano. This is what Lou Piniella has wanted in his 3 catchers. Give Dan Wilson some time off, but also use Wilkins if he had to pinch hit for Marzano when he gives him some time off, and bring a left-hander in. Jeff Dowson now beginning to warm up for the Yankees. So Holmes has faced 2 batters here in the 7th and has given up 2 base hits. This Mariner Ball Club, they just keep coming at you.
Well, they've got a good hitting team, and Lou Piniella knows it, and they know it too. They know they can score some runs. It's usually been the pitching and the bullpen that has let them down. We got some pretty good starters in Randy Johnson, Moyer, and Facero when he comes back. Three runners aboard for the pinch hitter Rick Wilkins.
What do you throw guys that don't play much? Breaking balls?
Well, you got to go and
you got to figure their timing is not there. So, well, we'll see.
Wilkins is a good low fastball hitter. See, and he throws it a little bit lower than what he likes it, and he swings and misses. He chases it.
Breaking ball down low.
Here it is again. He likes the ball down there, so he starts at it right away, and the ball drifts out of the strike zone.
Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 7th. Well, hit to right field, and O'Neill is there to pick it to throw back into the infield, but Edgar Martinez comes on to score. Now it's 11-6, and Wilkins hit a pretty good pitch.
Wow, I told you he liked it down there.
He hit a pretty good pitch, and he hit it hard.
He likes the ball low. This ball will actually be out of the strike zone. Look at him go down and get it. A breaking ball. He hits a solid line drive to Paul O'Neill in right field. That ball is well out of the zone. But somehow he gets some wood on it and drives the ball to right field. So give Wilkins an RBI.
The Mariners now have pulled within 5 with 1 out here in the 7th. And Robert Perez stepped in. Perez hit a 2-run home run back in the 6th his last time up. Joe Torre on his way to the mound one more time. And he signaled to Jeff Nelson. So Nelson will come into the game with one out here in the bottom of the 7th. Jeff Nelson comes on to take over for the Yankees, making his 4th appearance. Well, without Mariano down in that bullpen, it's going to go to Jeff Nelson and Stanton most of the time. Try to close these games out. And Joe Torre brought Nelson on a little bit earlier than what he would really want to. But the Mariners have a potent offense, and with 2 men on and only 1 out, this is Robert Perez. And time is called.
Of course, Nelson, a former Mariner, would expect a better reception than that, but
they may have been talking about Posada running out there trying to get the sign straight again. There you see the 2 men on. And the breaking ball in there for a called strike. Nelson, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're the man. Go ahead, Bobby.
I'm not going to do it.
All right.
No.
77 appearances a year ago. Busy man out of the bullpen for Joe Torre and the Yankees. Now.
I was going to say that Nelson had to come into the game in Oakland. That was the game that Mariano pulled that groin muscle. Finally finished it off for the Yankees down there in Oakland. The Yankees picked up their first win of the '98 season. Severe jam shot and in foul territory. Brocious will put it away. Got in the kitchen, as they say in baseball, on Robert Perez.
When you hit a ball like this, you don't want to go back to the bench. I mean, it's like he had handcuffs on.
Look where that ball is. Can you believe that? I mean, that is in the kitchen.
Yeah, you get back to the bench and they tell you the ball's not carrying that way tonight.
So Russ Davis, the 9th place hitter, will step in with 2 gone. Still 2 men on here in the 7th. Davis is 1 for 3. McGee down at second. And Glenn Allen Hill on at first base, the newest members of this ball club, as they continue to get on base for the Mariners. Good pitch by Nelson. Last year, you know, Joe Torre wanted Nelson. And this kid right here with some quick hands wanted Nelson to not throw that curveball so much. You know, mix in the fastball. You've got a good fastball. Side, you almost have to tie yourself into the batter's box because Nelson comes by the way of third base. 2-1. That'll be off to the right side.
See what Nelson has, though, with that, the way he throws the ball, it moves in on the right-handed hitters, then he goes away with the breaking ball. So he has pitches that go in the opposite direction. That's why he's so difficult for right-handed hitters to hit. They don't know whether to expect the ball moving in on their hands or they have to go out and get it.
Besides that big sidearm delivery. From a hitter standpoint of view, he almost slings the ball at you, so you don't really pick it up that well.
That's why it pays to be a left-handed hitter if you face Jeff Nelson.
Davis didn't bite at the breaking ball, so now it's 3-2. And with 2 outs, the runners will be off of this pitch.
Here's a look at the delivery. Now Davis is moving in towards the plate. See that front shoulder diving towards the plate? That's what you want to do. You got to try and hang in there. He holds up in the last minute as the ball breaks out of the strike zone.
Runners take off, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. So the Mariners, with 2 outs, load the bases up once again.
Stayed with the breaking ball for Russ Davis.
That'll bring up Joey Cora.
Second baseman, Joey.
So Nelson with his work cut out for him. The Mariners will not go away. Cora 2 for 3 tonight. Walked, a double, singled, and has scored a run. That pitch almost hit him. Between these two ball clubs, we now have a total of 25 hits in the game.
That's what you kind of expect here, though. It's one of the best hitting ballparks in baseball.
One and one. Yeah, the bases are loaded. That's Segui at third. That's Glenn Allen Hill at second, and Russ Davis, who has just walked with 2 outs to load the bases. They thought maybe Cora went around too far. They asked for the appeal. It was denied.
Nice stop by Posada to save a run, and the other runners advancing in the scoring position, or at least one other runner advancing in the scoring position.
Well, the Mariners, who have taken a couple of their players out, Wilson and their significant players, Kid Griffey, is no longer in the lineup. That's up high, ball 3. Now it's 3-1.
Well, we saw a lot of fans leaving a little bit earlier. The ones that have stayed are now getting to their feet and cheering.
Three and 2. You almost got to believe that Joey Cora was taking that pitch for sure.
And it's close. It's borderline, but it's called a strike by Tim Wilkins.
So the runners will be off. 3 and 2 and 2 outs here at the bottom of the 7th. They take off, and the pitch on the inside corner, strike 3. He went outside for the second strike, and it strikes him out inside to finally end this inning with the Mariners and the bases loaded. So Nelson comes in, and the Mariners are gone, even though they scored 2. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 11 for the Yankees, 6 for the Mariners.
New pitcher, 40-year-old Tony Fossis comes in out of the bullpen. Fossis has pitched just 2/3 of an inning. And a new catcher is Rick Wilkins, who had a sacrifice fly last inning to drive in a run. Fossis has been around as he faces Derek Jeter. Jeter has a couple of hits, a couple of runs scored, double in the first inning, single in the 4th, scored each time. Here's a pitch to the corner. Fossis is one of 7 active major league pitchers over the age of 40. But his arm is well preserved. He's only thrown 393 innings.
He's what you call one of those specialty guys to come in to get out a left-handed hitter.
Fouled off by Jeter.
Probably no more than 2 or 3 batters, and that's what Lou has him in the bullpen for. He's only 2 left-handers down there. It's Paul Jarek and Tony Fossis.
See, the other pitchers over 40 are Dennis Martinez, Dennis Eckersley, Danny Darwin, Tom Candiotti, Jesse Orosco, and Doug Jones. And the one who has the fewest amount of innings of that group is Doug Jones. He's a reliever, 870 innings. Gets inside on Jeter and strikes him out. That's about as hard as Fossas can throw it.
I think somebody said this. I don't know who it was, but they said if you're left-handed and you're still alive, you have a job at Major League Baseball. That's a little cut fastball in on the hands of Jeter.
And you're breathing, right?
Yeah.
Here's O'Neill. Paul has driven in a couple of runs. He has scored one. A double and a single on the evening. Drops down on that breaking ball for a call strike. 0 for 8 with a walk. Looking for a way to solve Fossas and running out of time. To the corner, strike 2. And he's coming out of the bullpen throwing strikes.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Fossas has averaged only 3.3 batters per appearance throughout his career. So you're right, he's a specialty guy.
Started his career with the Texas Rangers. Ended up with Milwaukee, Boston, St. Louis.
There's Bernie Williams on deck. That'll level off the count at 2-2. Breaking ball lined to the left center field. It's going to be a base hit for Paul O'Neill. So now he's 1 for 9 off Fossas, and Paul O'Neill has 3 hits tonight and is 3 for 5.
Well, he's taken 2 of his 3 hits to center field. That's a pretty good pitch by Fossas right there. You can see that without his hands being back, he's got no way of even, swinging at that pitch because he's way out in front, but he keeps his hands back and just kind of throws the bat at the ball.
He does that as well as anybody in the league. Going out there and get that outside pitch. Here's Bernie Williams. Double and walked on the night. He's also driven in a run. His second RBI of the year. Fossas deals a breaking ball for a strike. Yankees 11, Mariners 6, and a wild one here at the Kingdome. .26 hits in the game, and Brosey says, I don't have any of them. Changeup misses. A ball and a strike to Bernie Williams. One of those nights that the averages start to climb back to their normal levels after a slow start for the Yankees. O'Neill's off and running. The pitch is fouled off. Well, now with the lead down to 5, and the Mariners, of course, like you said, Bob, you don't have enough runs in this ballpark.
Well, Paul O'Neill's a competitor, and Segui was playing way back of Paul O'Neill. They weren't even paying any attention to him. And he said, hey, why not? 11-6, 5 runs. You never know against the Seattle Mariner ball club. Got to get as many runs as you can.
Pitch is fouled into the glove of Wilkins, and Bernie Williams has struck out. So Fossas has struck out 2 of the 3 men he's faced.
The breaking ball that just hangs right out on the outside corner. And one thing about Fossas, he's got the fastball. He'll move around, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, and then a breaking ball. Different arm angles.
Tino had to hit way back in the first inning, drove in a run. There's that kind of sidearm breaking ball for a strike.
Drops down a little bit more against left-handed hitters.
This is where it all got started for Tino last year. Pitches up high for a ball. Second game of the season. 3 home runs. Went on to have 34 runs batted in the month of April, a major league record. Swung on, that ball's hit hard to left field, and it's going to drop in. Glenn Allen Hill will come up with it. O'Neill will go to third, and Tito Martinez with his second hit of the night, and hit number 16 for the Yankees.
Boy, this is a nice piece of hitting right here by Tino. Tino keeping his head right on the ball, thinking about going towards the opposite field. Trying to keep that shoulder in off on the left-hander here. Oh, he just follows the ball as it meets the bat. Good piece of hitting.
Fossas is supposed to be able to get lefties out. The two lefties have gotten the hits. The two right-handed hitters he's gotten out this inning. Pinch hitter will be Chad Curtis. Pinch hitting for Darryl Strawberry, who had 3 hits, a double, 2 home runs, and a strikeout. But they go to the lefty, and Strawberry's out of the game. And Curtis will probably take over defensively in left field. The straw kind of stirs the drink tonight. With 3 hits and 4 RBIs. Chad Curtis takes a pitch up high for ball 1. Had a home run down in Oakland. At the time, gave the Yankees a lead. They thought that was going to be it enough, but the A's came back to tie it. Yankees had to win it in 10, 9-7.
Boy, it was a timely hit, though, a timely home run.
Breaking ball for a call strike, 1-1.
It's one of those line drive balls that you hit, and you just don't know if it's going to get high enough, and it just barely cleared the left field wall. And he has really pumped those biceps up for 98 too.
That's become a major part of the game now for hitters. Big swing and a slow roller, foul. I wonder if all that.
I wonder how far I can hit the golf ball with that muscle.
With those 2 arms?
Long ways.
Golf is timing, man. You gotta have that weight shift and all that.
Same as baseball.
Yeah, that's true. Ball hit in the air to right center. Perez on the run. Can he get there? No, it's in the gap. The outfielders run together. And Tito Martinez is going to score all the way from first base. And the Yankees have picked up 2 insurance runs here in the 8th inning and now lead 13-6.
You think by not pumping a few weights that Chad Curtis could drive a ball like that into the gap in right center field? You think he's not strong? Look where this pitch is. Look how far outside it is. He just kind of slapped at it. And he drives in a couple of runs. Look how far he is outside.
Wow.
And he just kind of throws those big arms at the ball with the bat in his hand. I'm going to the weights.
Here's Tim Raines. Watch out for the leg curls, though.
They're dangerous, aren't they?
Raines has a base hit. That came in the 3rd inning. He is the designated hitter tonight for the Yankees. Curveball in for a call strike, 1-1. So Chad Curtis, with his first double of the year, scores 2 more for the Yankees, and they increase the lead to 7. That might turn out to be a big hit.
That'll loosen them up a bit.
Ooh, chases a pitch high for a strike.
Gives you a chance to be a little bit more loose.
Fossas has come on and given up 2 runs on 3 hits. Raines had his hit batting left-handed, left-handed in the 3rd inning. Off of Bullinger, who the Yankees roughed up for 10 hits. Or 12 hits and 10 runs in 3 1/3 innings. Swung on and hit high and deep to right center field, but Gibson coming over. The center fielder puts it away, and that's the final out for the Yankees here in the 8th inning. But they come up with a couple of runs on 3 hits. 2 driven in by Chad Curtis. And at the end of 7 1/2, 13-6. Yankees are on top. Taking over in left field is Chad Curtis. Chad, who drove in 2 runs. Well, that 6th spot in the lineup tonight for the Yankees has driven in 6 runs between Strawberry and Curtis. Alex Rodriguez to face Jeff Nelson. Woo. Puts him in the spin cycle.
I think A-Rod was taking one pitch anyway. He just wanted to see one from Nelson. See what it looked like.
I don't think he wanted that good to look at it. Tries to come inside again and misses. 2 balls and no strikes. And Jeff Nelson been pretty solid out of the Yankee bullpen the last couple of years, and of course he was traded from Seattle to New York along with Tino Martinez. He might miss him in the pen here. Pitch is fouled off by A-Rod, and that's strike 1. That is the closer, Heathcliff Slocum. Last year came over in the deal from the Boston Red Sox.
And that's the thing that when you talk about the Mariner bullpen, that's the thing that really the question mark on this ball club. Lou likes his starters. Of course, he likes his offense and his defense. It's the bullpen that really has given him havoc. Randy Johnson off to a slow start here in 1998.
Of course, all the talk that he wants to be traded, that's kind of calmed down, but the residuals from that. Pitch is fouled down the right field line. Full count now on Alex Rodriguez. And you got to wonder if Mariners are out of it, does Randy Johnson stay? It's a tough call. The big unit, 20-game winner a year ago. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Rodriguez, leading off the 8th inning. Pitch is hit down the right field line towards the corner. If it stays fair, it is a foul ball. Just twisted foul. So Alex Rodriguez will have to come back, and we'll have the payoff pitch all over again.
Well, he put the spin on it, and you can see it's probably about 1.5 foot foul down the right field line.
So Jeff Nelson will have to make a 3-2 pitch once again to Alex Rodriguez, leading off this inning. Of course, these 2 teams will meet in the final game of this 3-game series, and the Yankees will wing it back east to New York, and where they will open up against the Oakland A's on Friday, the home opener. Ground ball rolled to the right side for Knobloch. Plenty of time, and he throws out Alex Rodriguez. 1 up and 1 down. So Jeff Nelson stayed with him and retires Rodriguez on the ground out. And it'll bring up Charles Gibson.
Center fielder, number 16, Charles Gibson.
First major league hit, an infield single. Gibson had talked about his speed. A lot of stolen bases in the minor leagues. His hitting didn't really come on until last year. Ball 1.
Then you wonder about a guy like Charles Gibson with the speed. Does he utilize that with his bat? Does he do any bunting? Does he try to chop down on the ball?
Does he try and hit line drives in left field? Yeah, he does. Base hit. That's his 2nd major league hit. He's on a roll now. Nothing to this major league stuff.
All a player asks is just to get a chance to play. You've got the numbers in the minor leagues. You want to show what you can do up here in the major leagues. So Gibson, I think, is getting a wonderful chance to show Pinella that he can swing the bat. Pinella knows that he can run.
Edgar Martinez walked and scored his last time. He's been held hitless tonight. That's a rarity. Gibson is running, speaking of running, and he's in the 2nd. The Yankees not holding. That will not be a stolen base. Defensive indifference. Effectively, it takes away the ground ball double play. And now he's going to third. Same thing. You got 90 feet to go.
Now we'll see if he goes from third to home. I'm sure Edgar Martinez enjoys that. He's got an RBI now at third base, and
the fans are yelling, "Go!" There's the RBI, a base hit to right field. Gibson will score.
well, just a professional hitter in Martinez. And looks like Joe Torre has said something about Stottlemyre. Gibson will get some high fives for actually he stole a run to help the Mariners and Martinez.
Now 13-7.
Pitch it up high. Edgar just fights it off into right field for a base hit. Wow.
That last 90 feet's the toughest.
Joey Cora took a tumble early in the game.
That was too easy to take. That's why he couldn't make it. 13-7 now. Bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Segui is at the plate. Segui had a base hit his last time up, drove in a run, and increased the hitting streak to 7 straight games. That backs him up a bit. A ball and a strike.
Left-handers tend to lean out over the plate, you know, because of Nelson's fastball running away from him. So when he does come inside, he spins them around pretty good.
Pitch is hit hard over Tino Martinez towards the corner. Edgar Martinez rounding second. He's headed for third. Segui's going towards second, and he will make it with a 2-base hit. So second and third, and 1 out. Segui continues to swing the hot bat. Joe Torre, how do you turn the water off here in this dome, you know?
He just keep pounding it. Mike Stanton now warming up for the Yankees. Stottlemyre on his way out to the mound.
Now, the way Segui's been swinging, you got to keep everything out of the middle of the plate.
Oh.
He is on fire.
He hits every ball hard.
Yankees with a 6-run lead as Nelson talks it over with Jorge Posada and pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre. And with Mike Stanton warming up in the bullpen. Sometimes those last few outs are the hardest ones to erase. Hill off to a great start this year, has 2 hits tonight, has scored a run. That straight up and down stance. Looks like he has a leisurely stance, and all of a sudden he uncorks and fires the bat through the zone. Two on and 1 out. Runners at second and third. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Nelson can't find the strike zone with the curveball, so they're sitting on 1 pitch, the fastball. Time call by Hill and granted by home plate umpire Tim Welke. Breaking ball is low, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes, 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
How about those 2 runs that Chad Curtis knocked in?
Oh, yeah.
If the Yankees didn't have those, they bring the tying run to the plate.
3-0 pitch. Ball 4, bases are loaded. Here comes Joe Torre. He's seen enough. He wants the left-hander, Mike Stanton. One out here in the 8th inning. Bases loaded. Rick Wilkins up. Sacrifice fly, his first appearance of the evening. That was last inning. He drove in a run in a pinch hitting role and stayed in the ball game to do the catching. Now has to face a left-hander in Mike Stanton. There's a good curveball to the corner for a called strike.
It could be good for Mike Stanton because Stanton last year, remember, he was so inconsistent in the early part of the year, and then all of a sudden he started getting some innings underneath his belt, and he really took off.
That just misses, and the count goes to 1-1. Bases loaded. Martinez at third, Segui at second. And Glenn Allen Hill over at first base. Stepping off is Stanton. Stanton was a pretty good football player in high school. And Rick Wilkins was a linebacker in college. Another curve misses, and it's 2-1. Wilkins a pretty good candidate for a double play ball if Stanton can induce the ground ball to one of his infielders. Call strike 2 on the outside corner. 2-2. That was painted on the corner. Joe Torre and his staff looking on, as well as Jeff Nelson, who left this load for Mike Stanton to pull. Wilkins tires of waiting and steps out.
Hitter always likes to gather his timing, and you can see that Wilkins choking up on the bat a little bit, especially with two strikes on him now. He wants to gain a little bit more bat control.
Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Wilkins is out of there. One key stat for relievers: first batter efficiency, getting that first man out that you face.
And what a curveball this is, or a slider, I guess you would call it. You can see that Wilkins reacts to it, but the ball going away from him, can't catch up with it.
2 outs.
He knew when he got that second strike on him that he was probably going to be in trouble.
Robert Perez's only hit left the ballpark tonight. That was in the 6th inning. And a breaking ball misses outside. Mike Stanton trying to work out of a major jam here in the 8th inning. Pitch is popped up into right field. Coming on is Paul O'Neill over near the line, crosses into foul territory and makes the catch. So Stanton does the job, faces 2 men, gets 2 outs, and Jeff Nelson might be the first man to shake his hand.
So the Yankees, led by 2 Darryl Strawberry home runs, won a mammoth 449-foot blast, defeat the Seattle Mariners by a score of 13-7. The performance of Mike Stanton was noteworthy in recording 5 big outs, and the Yankees would go on to win the very next day. Their offense had come to life, and they were feeling pretty good as they head back to the Bronx for opening day 1998. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Yankees Flashback as we celebrate some of the more memorable games of the Yankees' 1998 World Championship season. I'm Al Trautwig. Thanks for joining us.